Welcome to the Fantasy Back Porch Hour. We are Lil D.
Howdy, howdy.
Hakuna Matata brother.
Means no worries.
That's right. Sleeves the Fantasy Alchemist. I am Bear. This is Outlaw. Let's do it.
Well, in this segment, we're going to review what happened in Week 1 of the 12-team Keeper League. First game we're going to review is my game, which was the Chalk Test Torture versus Channel 4 News Team. A game in which I won handily, but I did, by a total score of 181.92 to 121. A 60-point win. In which case, there's only a few things I want to bring up about this game. Yeah, I was playing against the guy who thought that, and still thinks, that tight ends are the way to go. He started 2 tight ends. They scored a total combined score of 31.5 points.
Most of the vast majority of which came from Jason Witten.
They did.
Yeah.
Jason Witten had a phenomenal game.
I only started 1 tight end, and I outscored him. I scored 33.1 points with my 1 tight end compared to his 2.
Jared Cook?
It was Jared Cook.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to bring up is
My fantasy light.
his 2 running backs.
Yeah.
Scored 3.7 total. My 3 running backs, including David Wilson, scored 59.2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So to the people who think running backs don't win fantasy,
Mike O'Leary?
there you go.
Sorry to call you out, but
Yeah, running backs win fantasy. Now, the next game that we had was Titties and Beer,
yeah.
who had a nice comeback win against Sinner Winner, who we
Close.
picked to be bottom of the barrel.
I know. It
We
was
did.
scary.
You won 164.
It was scary because he had Peyton Manning.
That's where all his points came, was Peyton and McCoy. I mean, Peyton and McCoy combined for 94.18 points of his 153.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 guys.
2 guys scored more than half his points.
Yep.
Yeah. You scored 164.4 though.
Thank God.
With a more balanced team.
With a very
That's
balanced
why.
team.
Yes.
I thought you played very well.
Well, they did. I mean, what really helped me out, honestly, was, last night, Pierre Garçon, PPR league. PPR is the way to go.
It
always. Garçon catches the ball, I got a point. And I'm sitting there I got the thorn in the leg, 60-second updates. He catches the ball, he gets 2 yards. Okay? He gets 1.2.
Yep.
He gets that
add
1
up.
point.
They
It
add
does.
up.
It does. And that's honestly that's what won it for me. It was PPR. That's what did it for me. I no doubt about it. And I honestly thought going in last night, it was over and I had lost.
I thought you did too.
I did. I honestly thought, I'm like, okay, it's over. I'm not going to win this, but it turned for the good. For me, not for him. Which is good because last week when we spoke about his team, I spoke very poorly of his team.
Yes.
And I may again.
You should, because his team's pretty bad.
Yeah, because the 7 touchdowns
You can't win off of 2 players.
Correct.
Obviously not. Thank you.
Now, the next matchup we had was probably the best matchup of the entire league. It was 2 teams that we picked to be playoff contenders.
Yep.
One definitely being in the playoffs, and unfortunately, Midget, you lost.
I know.
It was a close one though. It was 141.78 to you lost to the ref
I know.
to 168.02 was his points.
I know.
What happened with your running backs, bro?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm going to write a very strongly worded letter to all 3 of them.
That's
And
what you should.
tell them how disappointed I am in their performance, and they're not going to issue me a letter of apology. So,
No, they won't.
Yeah.
what can you do?
I get him to kick something in gear, though.
Hopefully it will.
That's the coach's job.
But they're good running backs regardless, and you
They
should
are.
start them pretty much every week.
I will continue to start them. I'm not panicking.
Yeah.
Had I had his team, I'd probably go on the same line
Yeah.
if he did.
Oh yeah,
And I think
definitely.
I did a whole segment on not going into fantasy panic. I'm not going to go into fantasy
No,
panic.
and you shouldn't.
Just
It's
because
one game. It's
Foster,
one game.
Martin, and
It's
Miller
early and it's
had
one game.
a bad week 1.
Yeah.
And how many times are all 3 going to have a bad week? On
Exactly.
The same week?
Probably
Obviously
never
once.
Yeah, obviously
obviously
once.
once.
But,
Obviously once.
but the odds are slim.
Right.
Did. Very.
And then on top of
That's
that,
why I'm not panicking.
how many people are going to have the second half that Demarius Thomas had?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty
But again,
rare.
the Peyton Manning, again, I'm going to say aberration.
Yeah, it's all
it doesn't
anomaly.
happen.
Yep.
It doesn't. And it won't happen again this year.
Now,
It may not happen again for 5 years.
or longer than that.
Or 20 years.
Now he'll have another 400-yard game,
but
not
but not 7
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
See, to me, that was a statement game. John Fox, Peyton Manning, that was a statement game. They lost last year at the Ravens. Should have never happened. Raheem Morris, I have nothing against your brother, but hey, all right, you blew the coverage.
Yeah, you did.
And it was over. That game was over at that point. Okay, they won. All right. And I think John Fox and Peyton Manning, Peyton Manning is like an on-the-field head coach, if not the head coach, period. But anyway, they said, hey, we're coming out. These are the guys that we lost to last year. We're not losing them. And not only we're not going to lose to them, we're going to show them how good we are, and we're just going to keep pounding and pounding. I mean,
That's
we're
what
going to
they
throw.
did.
And that's what they did. I mean,
And I think they've got the weapons to keep doing it. Although
They
I don't
do.
think Peyton Manning's not going to continue to put up those numbers.
No.
he's not.
No.
He's not. He's
Now,
not.
the next game in our league that we're going to review, we all picked the team that won to be, pretty low.
Mhm.
But he also played another team we all predict to be pretty low. He's my next week's opponent, which, after what he did this week, is pretty scary.
Yes.
The Regulators.
Right.
Yeah.
It's what you call a toilet bowl game, though. Somebody's
It
got to
was.
win.
It was the
Yeah.
Regulators versus
Always
Wannabe. Both pretty crappy teams, although the Regulators had Reggie Bush, who really showed up for him.
Yeah, and
I know. Wow.
With all the he got really banged up though. I don't see it
He
happening
did.
again.
But he also has probably the best sleeper pick of the draft, who really came through for him in week 1, which was Jordan Cameron. That was a great pick.
That is a good pick.
Yeah, I mean-
that is they're
And
very underrated tight end.
And he got a lot of help from Wannabe Ballers, who didn't take our advice. Of course, we posted this after the draft when he started James Jones,
Yeah.
who got a whopping 0 points.
Right.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Notice though that wannabe ballers did say he should have listened to us and not play James Jones.
Well, maybe he'll pay attention to this video.
Okay.
When it gets posted up on Thursday.
Yeah.
So, the
Just
next.
don't pay attention the week you play me. That's all. I'm saying.
After all, our projections were better than the NFL.com's.
They are.
That's true.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah,
Now-
that is true. Look
Now-
it up. We're better.
It is indeed.
Now, the next game we had last week was against a team we projected to be in playoffs versus another bottom of the barrel team. We had my team, not my team, but my
Right,
team.
my team.
Change your
Damn.
name.
Please.
I'm about
Here's-
to log into your shit and change your name.
Here's the
Except-
solution. Here's the
God.
solution. Everybody changed. We not all need to change our name to my team.
We might have to do that. I think we have to do that.
At least for a week. That way it's my team, my team, my team, my team.
Yes.
That's confusing.
Yes.
No.
It is. It's
supposed to be.
I may have to take my vacation that week.
And
Yeah.
we all remove our pictures so it's just the gray helmet.
Keep in mind,
No,
you
what?
don't get paid
The gray
vacations
helmet
around
icon.
here.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, that's some shit.
Oh, I can't take my logo away. I love my logo.
I know, just for 1 week.
She's hot.
Yeah, she is.
Except for
Yeah.
she's a midget, so it's scary.
Yeah, she's like 3'8".
Yeah, it's scary.
No.
She ain't that tall.
But he played Morningwood,
Yeah.
who, he was a division winner last year, sort of phased out in the playoffs.
Don't
went
look like it's
nowhere.
going to happen this year.
No, he's still limp.
Yeah, this Morningwood went
Yeah.
soft.
Yeah. I mean, Morningwood started Zach Sudfeld, and
I did that in another league.
he started Monty Ball. Combined,
0.
2.4 points.
Ooh.
Dang.
Monty Ball came through with the 2.4.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm open for trading Morningwood. Just letting you know. And the last game that
Alchemist at work.
never take a break,
Alright, I got
The last game that we had in the league was Face versus Greenlight District, and we had possibly a huge upset here. Face came back from behind with the help of Andre Johnson to upset Greenlight District.
Wow.
143.28 to 139.42. 4-point swing, all because Andre Johnson's huge night on Monday night.
That's
That's
Wow.
that's another scary thing about having to play against someone who's playing on Monday night, because
Yep.
Monday night you tend to get some weird numbers.
Yep. Another reason why I started Deshaun Jackson over Mike Wallace. Only because, Wallace was playing Hayden, but Jackson's playing Monday night.
yeah.
Yeah, Monday
like
Yeah,
Monday
night.
night.
everybody
man.
watching that game.
Put a guy in on Monday night.
Yeah,
At
everybody's
least for the
watching.
suspense. Because
Yeah.
you never know what's going to happen.
No, you don't.
And another reason for you to watch that game.
Yeah.
Now, I will say in Greenlight's defense, although again it's not his fault, but with he had Chris Johnson and Roddy White
yeah.
combined for 10.9 points.
Well, keep in mind, Roddy White's also nursing an injury, and he's not moving up to his
No, he's
his
not.
maximum speed.
Yeah.
He's a little slow right now.
But
Moving
sadly,
around.
Chris Johnson is.
Yes.
Yeah, Chris Johnson.
But here's where history
Well,
comes
maybe
into
Chris
play.
Johnson. Chris Johnson may have used up the majority of his strength racing that cheetah.
That could have
That
been.
could be.
Now, but here's where history comes into play. Roddy White is the hometown hero when it comes to the wide receivers there, and Julio Jones performs on the road.
Yeah.
Apparently, the trend's continuing. When Atlanta's on the road, you don't play Roddy White. When
Right, you
Atlanta's
play
at home,
Jones.
you play Roddy White. And apparently, it happened again. So this week,
Hey,
maybe
daylight
maybe
savings on bed.
new week. I know he's still nursing an injury. Maybe he has an upside. But that's
You never
not to
know.
see.
We'll see.
So
Check us next week. Find out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Stay frosty, my friends.